Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since I've seen you in person. I'm very happy to have you back. First of all, for those of you who are new to the channel and don't follow me on social media, I have recently introduced Acousmatic Sounds. I am very excited to share this new venture with you. Acousmatic Sounds will create a wide variety of new sample instruments. Its main purpose is to recontextualize sound and introduce them into a musical and cinematic new dimension. The word acousmatic means a sound which sound source you are not able to identify. This is something very typical in films, where you might be hearing something that's not actually presented to you in the picture. Now, when we think about sample instruments, that's basically what's happening all of the time. We're playing the sounds that either represent instruments we know or an instrument that was imagined, but we're never gonna see the source of that sound because it has already been recorded. What I want to do with Acousmatic Sounds is to capture every sound that's around them and to repurpose it into a new environment. Basically to transform an everyday sound into a musical sound. Sometimes emulating sounds that we're familiar with, but other times creating something brand new. That's why I decided to use a collection of samples of bicycles riding around Montreal as the first experiment of Acousmatic Sounds. For those of you who are familiar with the channel and who follow me on Instagram already, either on my personal Instagram or on the new Acousmatic Sound account, you would have seen the wheel synth, which was the first instrument released under Acousmatic Sounds. All the samples that make up that instrument were literally taken from bicycles just riding around, with me just aiming my Tascam recorder either straight at the bicycles or either pointing straight and having the bicycles go from right to left and left to right. It was very fun to create this instrument because I was constantly surprised by the richness that was in those samples. And I am very excited to share with you today the wheel kit, a drum kit made out of the same samples. When I first listened back to all those samples, I had the idea of making some sort of drum, because a bicycle is perhaps a little bit more percussive than melodic, but I took the task of creating the wheel synth first just to familiarize myself a little bit more with the sounds. That meant that when it was time to create the wheel kit, I knew exactly which snippets of those samples I wanted to be the kick, which I wanted to be claps, which I wanted to be hi-hats and other kind of sounds. So creating it was a real pleasure. On today's video, we're gonna go through what this instrument is able to do, the effects that it comes with, and how you can place it in your project. Whether it's something cinematic, a lo-fi beat, or even maybe something more traditional. The wheel kit offers a lot of versatility and it can find a place in every kind of project. Before we dive into the instrument, I'd really appreciate it if you could hit the like button and subscribe, since there's going to be a lot of new material coming out, not only from Acousmatic Sounds, new walkthroughs, demos, and new sample libraries, but also new music and new soundtracks. I'm very excited to share all of that with you, so please like this video so that the algorithm can do its thing, subscribe and ding the bell. But enough about that, let's dive in. Alright, here we have the proto session I created for the video. I've already opened up a instance of Contact that already has the wheel kit opened inside. Here it is. As you can see in the interface of the instrument, it has a delay, reverb, and flanger controls. We'll go into detail further on, but now let's just have a listen to all of the different sounds. That's the kick. Now, all of the sounds are velocity sensitive and have round robins. So depending how hard you hit the keys, you're gonna get different sounds. Over here we have a little bit of a clap sound. Now, as I said, the softer you hit the keys is not only going to be quieter, but it's also going to be different round robin, so the sonority is going to be quite different. That's the snare. Now let's hear them together. Okay, let's move on. Now this hi-hat sound is a loop, so if you hold the key, it's gonna keep looping, keep looping. Now moving on. Some more hi-hat sounds, again, velocity sensitive and also different round robins. Right, that was pretty cool. Now this is a little bit of an open hi-hat sound. All of the hi-hat sounds behave like a regular hi-hat, meaning that the open hi-hat will be cancelled out by the regular hi-hat as well as that loop hi-hat I showed you earlier. This is what I kind of call gong sound, which is obviously not a gong, but it's as if you were hitting a cymbal in a way. And just a key right next to it is the reverse version of this. Now let's move on to the next sounds. That's like an alternate snare sound, so you don't always have the same going on. You can hear the difference between a very soft layer and a loud one. Now this is another kind of cymbal sound that's pretty cool. Now let's go through the keyboard to see all of the different sounds. As you can see, it spans out through 2 octaves. What I've done is just repeat the octave, and this is because personally I prefer playing this way. But the one big difference is that the last 3 keys, which are this like cymbal kind of bike sound, here you can hear the difference. Now that we're familiar with all of the sounds included in the wheel kit, let's make a loop and test out the effects. Here we have a little loop, very simple, absolutely nothing excited, but as soon as you add a little bit of delay, and that's the reverb, and the flanger, which might not be that obvious to add a percussive short sound, but it really adds a different dimension. And here we have the 3 effects playing at once. If you saw the intro video for the wheel kit, you would have listened to this track. Here you can see all of the effects in motion. And how different instances of the same instrument put together can make it seem as though there's 4 different drum machines playing at once. They each can have a very, very particular sound. And more importantly, they can all exist in a very particular space, depending on how much reverb you add or the delay time and feedback you run it through. Now, each effect comes with different controls. The delay comes with a feedback control and a delay time control. In the reverb, you can control the amount of reverb that you include. As for the flanger, you can control the feedback and the speed. Like the rest of the Acousmatic sound instruments, all of the knobs and sliders you see here are CC assignable. That was a quick look at the wheel kit new sample instrument. I hope that was a little bit insightful and that you can already imagine ways that you can include them in your projects. Whether it would be with the built-in effects or your own, the wheel kit can definitely find a place in any kind of project. I'm not sure when you're going to be watching this video, but as of today, the 15th of December, the wheel kit is going to be available at the Acousmatic store on my website. If you go down to the link in the description, you'll be able to get the wheel kit as well as the wheel synth for a special price for the rest of 2020. And for the rest of the year, you'll be able to buy these 2 instruments as a bundle package for a special price. So head over to the Acousmatic Sound Store as soon as you can and start creating amazing music with these samples. I cannot wait to hear what you guys come up with. Once again, thank you very much for watching this video. If you made it this far, really thank you very much. If you like this kind of content and would like to see upcoming walkthroughs and demos, I would really appreciate if you like this video, but also subscribe and ding the bell so you are notified as soon as I put up a video. I really am very excited about Acousmatic sounds because I have a lot of very cool, very interesting sample instruments coming your way. Currently, I'm just working on a few demos as well as choosing which ones I want to put out first. So if any of you would like to get a preview before I release it, so you can contribute some music and some sort of demo that I can include on my YouTube page and on Instagram, please let me know. You can contact me via my website, or also in the comments, or again through Instagram. There's a lot of very exciting new things coming with Acousmatic sounds, and I cannot wait to share all of that with you. If you enjoy the kind of content and music that I create, you can always support me via my Patreon page. To all of my current patrons, thank you very much, because I'm able to do these videos in great part because of you. Thank you very much. And for anyone who would be interested in supporting me via Patreon, I'm offering 3 different tiers that I'm going to be explaining further in other videos. But basically, you can either get new music or new samples that won't be even released on the Acousmatic Sounds. And you can also get very big discounts on all of the sample libraries that I'm going to be releasing under Acousmatic Sounds. So stay tuned to find out more about these tiers. But in the meantime, you can go to patreon.com/Alejandro Magaña Music to find out a little bit more. You can find the link in the description as well. Thank you very much for joining me in another walkthrough video. I hope that you found the wheel kit inspiring and that you'll start creating your own beats using it. Thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and I will catch you in the next video. Thank you very much.